welcome back, everyone.
All right.
As is tradition, we will go through the truth bullets really quickly, and then we'll go in. So yeah, obviously he was killed.
The victim is Angie.
Yeah, and
The second victim is Akio. Is Tenko.
I'm not understanding why there were two stab wounds. Like
a fatal stab wound to the torso. Additionally, she had lacerations on her forehead.
Oh, the lacerations on her forehead was because she was dropped. Is that how? Lacerations? Is it cuts?
Lacerations are cuts, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm not seeing. She fell, and I'm not seeing how it would have cut.
What was the duct tape for? Why did it have her hair on it?
It was to keep her held up, I think, by her hair. Like, they killed her and then they hung her for some reason.
Still not entirely sure.
Yeah, back door has a slime one, which, in my opinion, it's the sword that closed it. Via Kaede, like, they probably had it swung around, because it's easy to do that. You'd only open the door to student council members.
Necronomicon taught you how to...
Everyone may participate. I thought everyone has to participate, okay? It doesn't matter for the shape of it.
It's not obviously the effigy is supposed to be. Label it with a name.
We don't need a label with a name.
Burn the after preparing the effigy, burn the Necronomicon to ashes. Carbon monoxide.
She prepared all four of them.
Maybe she didn't have a good ventilation system.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still not understanding why this isn't the motive. Okay, so they were hung upside down, probably like in some weird contraction to like spinning around, so then the katana will close it. I think that was used to do that.
Considering the lacerations, the injuries on the victim's forehead was not bleeding as much as it should.
What? Yeah.
Bloody piece of duct tape stuck to her hair. The blood on it had already dried. The blood was flowing from the back of Angie's neck, created a pool.
Yeah, okay. Did they use duct tape to like cover it?
The lacerations on the
forehead?
I'm
not getting that more. Yeah, it was locked before we got there, but Kokichi could have picked it locked potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you can unlock and unlock. A lot of
stuff about the freaking...
Yeah, it even does the entire song, I think. Yeah, we know that. Flashlight. So that people might be pointing to at some point because you could see in the dark.
Yep.
175 pounds.
The weight of 2 girls.
Yeah. So it was stabbed. He was stabbed through it.
Magic circle that was drawn with salt. It was drawn on the floor of the room where the seance was held. After Tenko's body was found, the magic circle was trampled on. That made it impossible to check the original shape. Is the reason the blood dried was because the salt fell through the floor and absorbed the water from the blood?
Wait a second. Alright, so the floorboard... Hold on. I was thinking like one of those, like, the floorboard just, like, did a 180, but then I'm like, wait, Tenko's body would have fallen through then.
Yeah, and, like, part of the circle would be, like, clearly gone.
Yeah. We just know where she put her head. It was put on top. Blood's through it because of the stab wound.
In the crouching position, the injury on the back of her neck was deep, but probably not enough to kill her immediately.
On the back of her neck.
I mean, it probably went through the front of her neck and exited the back.
Yeah, okay, no. Maybe. Loose floorboard. Yeah, there's dry part on one part, so maybe Angie was killed there too.
There's dried blood on the bottom part of the floorboard.
Loud sound. That was probably the floorboard being moved.
Yep. A hole in the corner of the room and the seance was held. There was space under the floor so you can see what was dropped there.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah, this was definitely used to kill Tenko, but maybe not Angie.
Yeah.
Okay, and there was a piece of it. Okay, yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, no, me either. Let's just start and see if we can piece it together from here. Which is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
This should be a good one. In session.
Yeah, I'm assuming this part.
During the trial, vote correctly. I'll punish everyone. Also, refuse now. Smiles every.
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time.
Yeah, I got like my size getting slowly killed.
Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Who did it?
Yeah, you know,
Who killed
good
Angie
question.
and Tenko?
Dude, Himiko, you are on fire right now.
Hasten your judgment. There may be 2 killers.
I hate.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Hmm? What do you mean?
The fucking Tango could have killed her.
The transfer student.
Okay.
Alright, so we gotta deal with this, and because the Necronomicon wasn't burned.
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
How is Smoothie still alive at this point?
Yeah,
Say
good question.
something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Aww. He has wings and halo.
Oh!
That's cute.
Yeah, it's a nice big ass axe for Tenko, right?
Yeah. Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Oh, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. Yeah, okay, this first part's easy.
Yep.
They always start off kind of really obvious, and then slowly get halfway through there comes one point. Got the Necronomicon.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
I love zombies.
No! So, ritual did work?
Come on. Let's stop. You gotta be kidding me.
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back.
Right, Rantaro? No, I don't think it's me.
Rantaro was resurrected.
Hi, guys.
The culprit is the late Rantaro Amami.
I'm right here next to you.
Please, stop it!
Shuiki, say something. This isn't about believing in reviving the dead. I had to focus on their statements. Huh? Are all those statements correct?
I like how you went back and forth with the speed.
That's wrong!
That's
Dumbass.
wrong, Gonta. I was saying you didn't even read it. But yeah.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be careful. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Good.
Man, this Gonta, you're so
I
good.
guess you're right.
Smoogie, you're officially below Gonta.
Oh. There goes all my ideas. I didn't pay much attention. I was really thinking on this.
Hey Kaito, you wanna go get some food?
Duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand. Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
Alright, Himiko's gonna steal it and resurrect one of them.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Why was it the motive?
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Yeah, like, we would argue over who to bring back, possibly. I'm not saying how it's a motive. Like, did someone not want Rantaro back? Did someone just not like him? Because I like him.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Alright.
Monodum is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
Smoogie.
There's no way it's possible.
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us.
And it's kind of working.
Meh.
What the fuck, people?
Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Who? Who did it?
Fucking Himiko, we're solving it.
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this.
We got another 3
I
hours
don't
to
know about
cover this
Tenko,
shit.
but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
Oh,
Alright, cool. Done.
yeah.
Wrap
Okay,
it
now
up.
we gotta prove why her statement's wrong, and work for Kyo for a bit, and then realize like, oh wait, Kyo's right.
Ah.
What? Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened.
Oh, you got the comic prepared?
And here's exactly what happened in this case.
Mew, we didn't need to hear the part where you fucked a bear. There's not even bears here.
Art lab front door, art
The
lab back door.
culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
Yeah.
True.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You
Oh,
were
no.
the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
Did you care that much?
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit
Yeah.
it, you shit-eating worm. Went to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie. Oh yeah, I'm a fucking genius!
Broke in. So it's either gold leaf katana on I don't care about some katana.
Hold on. I need to look through these. Okay, the door was locked. He
I don't think yet.
yeah.
Art lab front door, art lab back door, and gold leaf katana. This door is a sliding lock. When Angie's body was found, the sliding lock was locked from the inside. The handle of the sliding lock moves at the slightest touch. Something gold and shiny was on the handle. Doesn't disprove anything. Because the handle is so old, the handle's gold leaves rub off easily. It was taken from the... Wait, scroll back down.
Yeah, sorry.
So only the sheath was left in display. Anyone could have entered the lab. Okay. So that doesn't, like, disprove anything, though.
Yeah. We should think about it from the beginning.
The
Alright, so hold
culprit
on.
used a katana to kill Angie.
Smoogy's account. What's Smoogy's account?
Angie locked herself in the...
Oh,
ultimate-
yeah.
so only a council member could get in.
Yeah.
You
So...
broke in. So yeah, Smoogy's account on you broke in.
Yeah.
Should be it then.
Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab.
You mean the Iron Cage?
Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon.
And there it goes.
You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
Did you care that much?
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
This one's kind of hard because we could say both doors are fine.
No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Tumugi? That's the most disappointing name I've ever heard.
In her research lab,
I'm going to just call her Smoogy. I don't care what her actual name is at this point.
she
More than too
said she
deep.
wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
I just wanted a seance. It worked out.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
No.
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever.
Fucking shit going to...
You're a little Smoogy again.
I would say you and Mew should hook up if you didn't cry when you saw her take her clothes off.
Yeah.
You can just
The
ignore her.
remaining
Gonta.
student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
We're forgetting someone.
Can't
Panky.
be Himiko. She was besties with Angie.
Her, ex is kind of like, Shuriken style?
Sorta, kinda.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not that great.
I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Yeah.
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack.
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
We have 2 hours left of the class
The
trial.
culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Samugi? Well...
Okay, we're all gonna talk at the same time again?
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
But Rantaro, yeah.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Alright.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Oh, okay.
You need some weird
Torture
shit
might be
coming?
a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
Excuse me.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Gonta
I'm not the
We're
culprit.
not the culprit.
Yeah. Alright, what do we got?
Okay.
Front door, back door, lock picking, Necronomicon. Oh, lock
We must
picking.
consider other possibilities.
What possibilities?
Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
That's utterly impossible.
For last night.
I'm not gonna want to do that.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone could open
culprit.
that door.
A dead chick can't be the culprit.
Only student
Why?
council members had
Late
access.
at night.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
there.
Gosh, I don't know who the
I
culprit
didn't know
is.
robots told such boring lies.
Ask book friends at Kyoto Town Gonta.
Homophobic remark.
There are some books such statements, but one is obviously inconsistent. I'll listen carefully, sort the statements in my head, and find the answer.
Suspects
Gentlemen,
outside
not
the student
betray
council.
student council.
Last night.
Oh,
A
Tenko
dead
did it.
chick
Not
can't be the
anyone could open
culprit.
Student council members.
I heard it.
I heard you. Please speak up for everyone else.
Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ. This is awful.
I love it.
Class trials suck.
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
I choose this one. Did it?
No.
You picked it.
Ah.
I picked that one.
Kokichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. Click, click, click. Clack. Oh.
Aw, hey. There. Open says me. Hello!
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
It was unlocked.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember.
Yeah, come on, girl.
Yeah,
Don't be so mean to
I
him.
did it. I killed Angie.
Alright, cool.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I'm lying.
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie.
I like how he said, wait!
The culprit was me, all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins.
This is some sort of joke, right? You're supposed to be like the killer in the fifth one, or victim.
And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No, definitely not a
No.
lie. I killed Angie.
I meant Tenko.
Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Okay, I
Yeah,
thought he
Kaito,
did.
we talked about this hours ago, man. Keep up.
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room.
But also, you know, we were constantly questioning that, and he wasn't there because he was scared.
Yeah, because he was killing people.
They
yeah.
used a different method.
Yep.
What different method? Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was...
Both.
That's it! The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
I don't know yet, but hold on.
The culprit used a certain tool.
Yeah, the tool that the culprit used was... Okay.
Fuck, damn it.
Ah, this one's good.
That chair.
It's the sickle.
Don't need that one. What the hell else we got?
Is this one the katana?
How we doing off? Yeah. There we go.
And floorboard? Yeah. Oh no, I didn't play the game the way I wanted me to play it.
Fuck that awful minigame.
The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy.
That kills her body.
Yeah.
The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
If I'm gonna bring up references to Danganronpa 1, I'm gonna bring up references to Danganronpa 1. Fuck you,
katana
motherfucker.
touched it.
Okay, so yeah, when it touched it.
So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right?
What? I guess defended Kokichi. Can I take that back?
But wait, how did they move it with a katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigies hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No.
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
Yeah?
A different purpose. What could that have been? The culprit somehow used the setup to lock the room. Now guys, I didn't know the reason behind every step of that setup. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. Yeah, okay, now this... Okay.
Crazy taxi! And in order to figure out this murder, I obviously need to play some Crazy Taxi in the meantime. It helps me think.
I need to get those tips so I can unlock the super characters. I don't know if that's actually how you do it.
I was gonna say, I've never played Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, but I played the Simpsons version, which is fun. Okay.
Right.
What
turned the handle of the sliding? The katana.
Yeah, the katana. We know that. That was literally just explained.
Yeah. We did a whole different minigame for that shitty clue.
Yeah.
Effigy's hand, eh?
I mean, that one actually seemed a bit plausible, but we already fucking know. That one was actually a legit answer.
Well, no, because of the gold stuff.
Yeah, I know. Well, I meant, like, made you think if, like, you didn't already fucking know.
Huh.
Crazy. Weren't we in the city?
Arizona, probably. Well, it's time to make the katana turn the lock.
Okay, I can't control it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were probably spun around.
Yeah. Sliding lock. Katana was stabbed into effigy.
Yeah, okay. Because we didn't find anything tampered with the lock.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so the final one is the one we just don't know yet.
Yeah. But Shuichi does.
No, he's thinking about it right now. That's the point of this.
Oh, yeah. Effigy mutilation. What was done to that? Manipulated to make
This is constantly just slowly turning right.
How was the effigy manipulated to make the katana affect the lock? Wow, that was long.
Okay, now this is that.
Swinging it back and forth, spinning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like okay, so this is actually what I was thinking the entire time. Now, can you explain why it was spinning?
It connects. I just ran over 3 people.
It was Tenko, Anki, and
That's
oh,
it.
we got Himiko on the list
The
now.
reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
My favorite ragtime blues artist,
That's
effigy
right.
spun.
If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it now.
So then he walked out and
Then,
yeah.
if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
Okay, I was thinking of a much more complicated thing. How many hours do you think it took him? He's like, fuck, it's like 5 a.m. I better hurry this up.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place? The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope, and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock, and thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked.
I went through a lot of trouble to do this, and like, it was an easy thing to solve.
By using the effigy
Yeah, that's
with
cool
the
for a little
katana.
while.
I had most of it figured. I just didn't know how like it was spun. And
What,
little
by
did I know-
winding it up?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I thought there was some contraption or something.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have moved the slide box so easily?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
That was really stupid, by the way.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
Yes.
Sure fucking sounds like it, huh, Tenko?
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we'd think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
There we go.
Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility. But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
Why not?
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh, man. You guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
Nice.
Alright,
So, who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
Mew, I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter, since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
He makes a good point, yeah.
Cum dumpster! Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
Okay, so...
Look at everyone's faces around.
Even Tenko's interested.
Yeah.
What should we talk about now?
I'm so glad someone who just try and steer away from these conversations.
Thank you, Gonza.
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
Seriously, when the fuck is that recording function gonna come into play?
It's gonna be when he dies.
Fucking Chekhov's gun is like really crying right now.
Yeah.
Never kill Angie.
No,
Tenko,
that's
yes.
wrong.
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Oh,
Suspect rangers?
I think I like Kokichi more than Gonta at this point.
Kokichi's doing really
I
well.
agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
You still
We
suck.
might catch them with their pants down.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
I mean, he's right.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
But I'm guilty.
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why did Tenko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We've got to figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Himiko.
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you!
Yeah.
Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her?
She was Patrick's favorite character.
He was Steve's, third?
Somewhere on there, anyway.
They're definitely up there, definitely better than Smoogie.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give 2 shits about Tenko when she was alive.
True.
But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now. Our only option is to face her death head on.
Hey, Himiko. I might know a way to get her back.
God, no, we're not bringing Tenko back.
We're bringing Tenko back, alright?
Okay.
I'm invested now.
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is Death Curse.
Well, I guess we got a primary suspect.
Suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Smoogie.
Listen up. All you guys are gonna help out too.
Or die.
Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run. I won't forgive something so messed up.
Dude, Kaito, you should have seen our minigame, Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
Tenko was our friend. Gonta want to know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever.
Plus, we're not really making any progress this one, so we might as well, you know, save it for later.
Okay, right?
Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on.
Down to the bottom of Tenko's case. Oh, it was below the floorboards.
Heyo.
Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
So then the murderer shouldn't have done the second kill.
Yeah, maybe.
What if the second murder was by accident?
Man, that sickle just sort of ended up there.
Yeah. They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. But that was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional? Abrupt.
So what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tancrouch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tancrouch!
The people attending the seance.
Oh, fuck God.
Okay, so it's
Himiko, Kokichi.
Yeah.
That's it!
Two of them had to keep on like he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Don't try and fool me, game.
It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
And Tenko, if you want to counter.
Yeah.
So those four are the culprits.
We didn't do it together.
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four is really Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
Yeah.
True.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Deflection.
However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use?
The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
Very well. I shall begin the preparations at once.
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
Point of entry from outside. He must be referring to...
Back corner with the crack in it?
No, it's gonna be this.
Oh, okay.
The floorboards under Tenko were loose. Nicole might have gone under the floor to enter.
Tenko was atop of them the entire seance. It's unlikely the floorboards were used.
There was another location that we could have entered and exited without using that area.
Damn it!
Oh. Okay.
There!
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. No need to
You're
thank me,
talking
Steve.
about under the floor, right?
I hate this fucking game at times.
Huh? Under the floor?
Fucking shit,
But
Kaito.
Tenko was on the floor, so you couldn't get under
There's a
it.
crawl space under the floor a person could move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
To be told, there are 2 and 3 chance of this plan working. If they kills the right one, Tenko would still be alive.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
Beep boop. I don't know.
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
You are putting way too much effort into this.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Dark on the floor, too?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function. Huh?
Nope.
Hold on a second.
That's robophobic. And it made it's a blinding light. People would have seen it.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor
It's
and
a
sneak
floorboard.
into the empty room during the seance.
Evil killing someone? So
I
he's an
said,
evil
hold
robot.
on a second. He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second!
Oh, I need to make it this one correct. Wait a minute, there's actually a hole. Hole in the corner, okay. Yeah, it's a hole in the corner.
It's true, with a little light you could... No, it is his flashlight function because we could disprove something because the flashlight function is too bright.
Okay, fuck. It's true that way.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by
Crawling under the floor. But it was black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Is it this one?
because it wasn't.
Dark under the floor.
You see, our villain had a light.
Yeah.
Light? You mean candle?
Yeah, I'm going with that.
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Kibo?
Kibo?
Huh?
Who's that one again?
Hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor.
Is that one?
Okay, no.
Oh, right, because you could get under the floor from one of the other rooms. So it didn't matter how bright it was.
But
Got it.
yeah, okay.
So it is the first
I was
one.
wrong.
I
The
was
culprit
wrong!
During the seance. Crawling under the floor. But it was black during the seance. How could they even see if
So
they were
you're
under the
saying this one.
Because
It wasn't.
dark under the floor.
I mean,
You
I
see-
think this one.
Yes, I think so.
A villain had a lot. He had.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a loose floorboard because we're thinking of the same solution, but we're doing it in reverse. Or I'm thinking like if the light is on, like we all know the light's on, but the hole means like we would have seen
The
it.
culprit sneaked in during the seance
Okay.
by crawling.
Under the floor.
Yeah.
But it was black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor? Because it wasn't dark under the floor.
See, villain had a light.
That's wrong. If there was a light source below, it doesn't matter where the light source is. Because of the hole, we would have seen it because it was pitch black.
I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor. There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
Yeah.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Yeah?
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot.
Have you not noticed my hair
status
thingy
as
I
a
have
robot
sticking up?
does
Only
not
main
mean
characters
I'm
have
capable
this.
of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
Well then.
You are a shit robot.
Yeah, what the fuck are you here then?
All right. You made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Maki don't.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Yeah, Gonta, have fun.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let
Hey
the
guys,
culprit
you
find
guys
her.
like Danganronpa
Then
too?
we could stab her through the floorboards.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
No.
Man,
That's not
impressive.
possible. She was alive at that point.
This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Understood! I will not say a word until the seance is over!
Why does it get louder every time we remember it?
She was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Can someone just teach Gonta the right word?
When the room was dark, it was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
Huh?
Okay.
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm
You didn't say
proposing an
that.
alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Please don't spit on me.
That was exactly the face for that too. Please don't spit on me.
When Tenko got killed,
Marcus Stone.
it wasn't during the seance.
Somehow.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time.
What did you get
And
out?
she was dead when the cage was lifted.
Melee left and came back.
What about moment cage was lifted?
That small window of time.
Like that.
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast.
Ah.
So fast, no one saw.
Yeah.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
There you
It
go.
was me.
Yeah.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
There's no down!
Why is there a rainbow?
Tenko not being killed during seance. Okay. So.
It's blood on the sheet.
Yeah. I was just enjoying her too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
That might not be
And
a puzzle.
yeah, and him like looking at her with his mouth covered, like, oh my god.
Patrick, you seen this?
Kaijo's like, I don't want to. Don't even.
When
Let's just keep
Tenko
going.
got killed,
Yeah.
it wasn't during the seance.
It could be Iron Cage
It
or
could not
White
have
Sheet,
been
huh?
done at
Well, White
any
Cage was taken
time.
after, but since there's blood on it, like.
She was under the cage, though.
Yeah, that's right.
The cage was lifted.
No.
Did culprit stab Tenko real fast? So fast? No.
Yeah.
To the cage.
Yeah.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
I'm pretty sure it was the one you said no to before. With Gonta saying, what about after Cage was lifted?
Oh.
When Tenko got killed,
So you
wasn't
think White
during
Sheet
the
too?
seance.
Yes. Yeah.
It could not have been done at. She was under the cage the whole
Because
time.
it couldn't be Cage, because if she killed it after the cage was lifted, blood would still get on the cage.
What a moment Cage was lifted.
Oh.
That's wrong.
That's wrong, Gonta.
You fucking idiot!
Why are you alive?
How do you know how to
It
breathe?
wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
what? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do this.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
Okay.
What?
Explain.
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out.
If anyone cares, I bought a thing to make this a little easier on me.
And he bought one for more health.
I didn't. No, I got one for healing myself more when I got right.
Tenko
Whatever.
died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage, and that clean white sheet got stained blood red.
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
He was probably sitting down normally like it was in the cake. Okay, fuck.
Oh no!
Bucko.
Again, look at all the things.
The
Fuck me.
blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long.
Okay, I need to.
Tenko has been crouched over the iron cage and her forehead on the
Yeah,
stone.
okay, it's this one.
Yeah.
enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Okay.
I'll cut through your words.
My bad. I got it mixed up. I thought I'd talk about her last moments, but instead, I need to talk about Rock. That even
Wait
called Rock.
just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone.
Also, what the fuck was the seance doing anyway? I was paying attention. It says you.
And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
It's fine. We proved something.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, no worries.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yep, going for that one.
Yeah, for a living person.
Oh shit.
Huh?
He committed suicide.
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What if Tenko's spirit killed Angie?
Fuck.
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
Alright, look, Kaito hasn't talked that much in this trial. Can you please let him, like, talk without being scared?
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Because of two says so.
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done that.
Wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
Hell yeah.
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
I had no idea Kaito was this woke.
If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I
noticed.
agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Okay. Either we're missing something or these two have just gone completely retarded. Oops. My bad. You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit
Is this where the
wouldn't need to
cut,
hide in
like,
the first
board
place.
come into play?
Yeah, probably. And the probably need to hide in the first place.
What?
Right.
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
No.
The they she's referring to.
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
It's the only option if it's in the same if it's the culprit and the
Just
victim.
keep going, I'm so confused.
What did you say?
Wait, okay, so
She killed herself inside the cage.
okay, so now we gotta decide, is Kyo's seance actually right? Because if so,
It brought Angie back to life.
Tenko killed Angie, then Angie possessed Tenko, then Angie
Then
Tenko,
possessed Angie. Stabbed with what?
the sickle.
But what sense does that make?
Okay, so what Angie had planned to
Have
solve.
we actually fully fleshed out our thoughts for the
We
people listening?
have like a bit. We have kind of. We don't have much going, but like the sickle was thrown down, and the floorboard could have been taken out, grabbed it, and
Could have
stabbed.
moved the floorboard herself and chucked it.
Yeah.
Oh, the thud in the middle was her lifting the floorboard herself,
Yeah.
going down to get the sickle, coming back up, stabbing herself, and then throwing it.
Yeah, that's the only thought I got now. Which
Well, let's see.
Are you saying Tenko was the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
Pretty fucking funny part for her to do it at during the seance.
A lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. You actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Oh, well, great.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
also, I don't think I mentioned this, but I really love her. Just yeah. Reminds me of Kelly Wheeler. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Angie, when did you brainwash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity.
I swear to God, if they
Her
actually
conscience
killed
couldn't
each
handle
other.
it anymore. So she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
Shits and giggles.
Did she want to kill us all?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
By killing us all.
Really? Why?
To kill us all.
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right?
Was
It's
it?
to take us down with her.
Right, to kill us all.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial. So she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her. But
What are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. And then she body slammed me out of the floor, admittedly.
Oh. I just realized the X is like her head thing.
Okay.
A lie?
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Believe her last words. Okay, I'll be quiet from now on. And now I was right.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other?
Yeah, she was 10, right?
People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
You're the one who started it all.
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta, no one can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
A proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
She owed me over $5.
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like.
That's what usually
But for
happens
now,
in these class
I
trials.
need you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said.
Okay, everyone! I'll see you guys after the seance!
How many times do we had to give her last words?
I don't know, you got a bullhorn around here? I'm ready to up the ante a bit.
She said, see you guys after. I doubt you had the same thing in your heart. Just because you don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that. And if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we had to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe.
With force if necessary. Those last
So
moments,
far,
probably.
suicide's...
Are both of them together? Oh, yeah. And back.
Victim was stabbed in the back of her neck, resulting in
So, hold on. Let's go to Tenko's final moments.
Tenko died in the crouch position. The injury on the back of her neck was deep, but probably not enough to kill her immediately.
Fuck. Wait.
That's enough time to throw the sickle back down.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
It's time to lie.
Seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
Take us down with her? Dick
So
move.
she had true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
Can you say that for sure?
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
Makes sense to Gonta.
Could have secretly brought the sickle.
Or hid it under her clothes.
And then stabbed herself with it.
Ooh.
Oh.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she
Conserve,
threw the sickle underneath the floor. All
Conserve.
the pieces fit.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna tell me I need to lie. Everyone thinks that Tenko committed suicide, but only because they're latching onto the easiest answer. To get out of this, I need to make them think their suicide theory won't work.
So far,
Yeah, so using the last of her strength, and then you lie. Dick move. What if it was someone else who said that? It's like, it makes sense to Gonta.
Secretly brought the sickle. And then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, I'll reveal the
Perjury.
truth.
Perjury.
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor because she died instantly.
Instantly?
Fuck. My medical degree isn't helping here. Her death might have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's
I
your
really wish
opinion,
there was
Maki?
like...
I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
What?
I really want there to just be one class trial where we do nothing but lie the whole time.
Alright, so we all agree it was Rantaro, right? Yeah, that makes sense. If everything you said is true.
Would I lie to you guys?
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
We're just slowly getting people to join our line squad.
Dude, we're making our own cult.
Yeah.
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly.
I killed her.
I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Kokichi. Boy.
Thank
Look
you.
how happy he
How
looks.
could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary.
Wink, wink.
Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
You want to join our line squad?
Yeah, what's up, Miko?
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No, there must have been a way. We're gonna figure it out.
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
Yeah, now that you mention it, a corpse.
If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
There you go. Oh yeah, I know this light source below me.
So Tom mentioned something interesting to me.
What?
The very first time you lie and you want to like rewind the case, the achievement that pops up is what's wrong with taking the back streets? So much to do, so much to see, so what's wrong with taking the back streets?
Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. Is it gonna be hanging out? Okay. It's the fucking noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound.
Did anything
Oh.
seem out of the ordinary
Magical
during the
circle.
seance? There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed.
That's not out of the
The
ordinary.
ritual was perfect, and yet it failed.
That doesn't matter, damn it.
How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, While we were all singing the song,
Yeah.
What song? The
I heard something fall, I think.
I agree with that.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black.
You never know if anyone was
My job
naked.
was to relight the candles.
Why would anyone have gotten naked?
Seriously tough.
That's wrong! I was fine during the seance. The lemon said could have happened. You say calm thinking there must have been some clue.
Anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed.
That's not out of the ordinary. What is it? That doesn't make sense.
Think about while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So with the top of her lip.
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
It was right before the 4th verse.
It's a very loud bang.
Yeah. You think like one of us would have stopped?
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
Well, that would sound like something hit the floorboards. Like a body. But that sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark.
Cross piece under the floor.
That's my thinking right now. We don't need to worry about Angie's death right now.
One of the cross pieces to support the loose floorboard in the room seance was held in. Only the portion that supports the floorboard was cut off. And that has nothing to do with the sound during the seance. Nobody's gonna believe you anymore if you keep saying random things, you know?
I've been doing that this entire time.
Yeah, you don't know how we play this game.
You don't get to say that. No one's staring at me. Hey, screw it up. They think I'm a fraud.
I think I'm a fraud.
They think I'm the ultimate assassin.
Bloody duct tape. Angie fell. Oh, it's bloody Kokichi. He fell.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? It's not? Well, shit.
Oh no!
Okay then.
Okay. Well, it's not that.
Dried blood on the
No, that's
floor.
way
no.
out.
Well. Seance was held. The weapon came from the Ultimate Assassin's lab. It wouldn't have made that big of a sound. We already used that. We already used loose floorboard, didn't we?
I don't know.
Iron cage. Magical circle. No. Eagles. The cage child.
Is there anything over here that would have mattered?
Dude, I'm fucking lost, man. Wait, cross piece under the floor. Keep going up. Is it the loose floorboard?
Maybe.
I mean, we're running out of time here.
This is
so.
it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Okay, so they moved. Oh, they moved in and dropped.
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
would the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. There would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly what could it
All
possibly
right, then,
be?
let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Except for you, Kaijo, and Gonta, and Smoogie. You three go sit in the corner. Himiko, you're part of the good people.
Pretty sure it's Kokichi. No.
So what made the floorboard?
Alright, he
come
was part of the
loose?
seance.
Yeah.
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Come on, guys, let's...
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That's hard to imagine.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor.
then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
I agree with that.
What would have made a strong enough impact to knock the floorboard loose? If I think about everyone says I'm fine with the facts.
So what made the floorboard
We have to agree with someone.
Yeah.
Judging from the sound, there must have
It
been
has to be
considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance.
Okay, what else?
The only other option I got is dry blood under the floor.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
I think it's this with Kokichi.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
That's not true at all.
But
It's-
that statue.
Yeah, it's still on top of Cage.
Under floor, then stood up with such might.
Woo!
That can't
But
actually
we
be
already
right.
said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
I think it's this. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, because someone could have been on the other side and just stomped, which is why the crosspiece was gone.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation,
Yeah.
one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What do they stand to gain? That's the question. In all this case, I'll need to think carefully about the crosspiece and floorboard. Tenko's body was at one end of the loose floorboard, and the crosspiece that had been cut. Her forehead is not on the box.
I was thinking that. I was like, wait, did I think of this wrong? I thought her head was supposed to be on.
Yeah, her forehead is supposed to be tucking it.
Yeah.
And the crosspiece that had been cut was on the other end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the crosspieces was cut, and the other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko, and the other one was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. What was the culprit trying to keep by stomping on the floorboard? Think, come on, think.
Oh, fucking shit.
Murder Tenko.
Shit.
Silent. I'm feeling. Wait.
I was gonna say.
What was that one? I think that one was W. Yeah, I'm thinking S. Yeah.
S-I-L-E-N-T. Is there an I anywhere? I don't think so.
S-W-S-E.
Swood.
I'm thinking S-W. I guess it's S. S-E? C.
Seance.
How do you spell seance?
You're welcome. Seesaw.
Yeah, I was thinking seesaw. Damn, I made too many mistakes. I'm done.
Done debating already? Blah, blah, fucking blah.
Or you try.
We can't.
I can't let it end like this. Oh, sorry, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking seesaw.
Yep.
Isn't there a word for
Seesaw effect.
S-E-E...
S-A-W.
S-A-W... S...
Okay. A...
I don't want to say. Alright, seesaw...
Effect.
No, that doesn't fit.
E-F-F-E-C-T.
I don't like this. I don't like how it's getting closer to what you're thinking.
Bottom right, 2 F's.
Yeah. I don't like how this is getting really close.
Seesaw effigy. No, it's seesaw effect.
EC.
ECT. The bottom right. Nah.
And
top, up, right.
This one?
This guy.
Seesaw effect. Okay.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
So much fun.
A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two cross pieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever.
So, hold on. It said a cut wound, right?
And to the back of her neck.
It was stabbed. Okay, so there were no spikes or anything in the cage.
I don't think so.
Capable of lifting
Did
up
the rock do
Tenko's
it?
entire body.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
They stuck it through the thing. Like, they pulled it up a bit, stuck it in, and hit it up, so she just, like, hit her neck on it.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, at least.
How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
A floorboard seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusion can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence.
Between the victim and the floorboard.
Yeah, I'm thinking top.
That's it!
Yes? What the fuck?
Yeah.
The sickle
Like,
was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage.
So someone put it in there.
Wait. Okay, so if this is true,
then
Kyo
had to have been like,
he took the cloth.
Yeah, he put the cloth on and he took the cloth off.
Yeah.
It was probably bullshit saying like they have to be taken off in exactly the same order.
Yeah.
It's just he wanted to move the.
Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over.
It was the weight of two girls.
Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw...
When you lift up the dog statue... Wait, would it have fallen through? No, it couldn't fit through. Never mind. Sorry, my stupidity.
Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
And she died a few minutes later.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide. Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
Now you're finally on our page, Mio.
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know?
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box.
That's what sells
Kudos,
these games.
culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Stop calling it that.
Huh? Why her?
Yeah, like, seriously.
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand. By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean? Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use?
The middle one. The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
So, are we just always accusing Himiko from now on?
Yeah.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab. Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance, and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right?
Yeah.
He's wrong.
What
Right,
about
Himiko?
Angie?
Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Well, actually, maybe.
Kill Tenko?
That sounds like a lot of work.
Kill Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
Is it true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea? But does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? Would something like that really happen? Something so cruel. And...
Yeah, we finally at the halfway. Yeah, okay. I was wondering, like, damn, we're not even at the halfway point yet.
Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this one.
Because we're still pretty lost.
We haven't really accused Kyo yet.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, we thought it was Kyo since even before the murder happened.
Yeah, I'm still thinking it's Sam.
But still, like, what about the whole Angie thing going on?
It's fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know.
And we will see that next time.
Okay, goodbye.
Later.